I'm trying my best not to offend anybody, but you must understand there's things in this world that it never change. That's why people be so highly upset at the word of God, for it affects a man and a woman the same no matter how long people will be on the face of this earth. Now, shameful. Let's go into some things that will never change, family. It'll just never change. Now, back in the day, if a man was killed by a woman, it was the most shameful form of a death for a man. Now, that was said that this is how men felt 2,000 years ago. If a man, let's say, if a man was maimed or he was put in the position to where the woman really hurt him to where he was going to die, that man would take his sword and kill his own self, or he would ask one of his homies, his sword bearer, whoever it was, one of his captains of his armies, to kill him, because it was very shameful for a man to be murdered by a woman. Now, it's 2024, family. It is 2024 and nothing changes. If you go up to 90% of all men and you ask them, is it shameful for a man to be murdered by a woman? And they would all say it's very shameful. You know what I'm saying? I know that we're not Asians. I know that we're not samurais and ninjas, but it's still a code of conduction that a man has amongst ourselves, family. So as you look at a man, it's 2024, and for a man to be murdered by a woman is very shameful, family. That's a very shameful death. Now, they might not be like our forefathers of old days that would commit the act themselves, but that same, can I say guilt? It's not guilt. Is it a settlement? No, it's not a settlement. But what would be the proper interpretation of this? The act itself, family, the act itself, and that woman killing that man is a shameful act. He died by a woman, family. Family, I would rather get ate by an alligator, family. I would rather be ran over by a bus, family. I would rather go to war, and I'm the only one in the war with 10,000 people, family. I would rather be ripped apart by a bear, family. I would rather be eaten by a lion, family. I would rather be ate by a shark than be killed by a woman. And I'm just like all the men of older days, just like the men are today. It is very shameful for a man to be murdered by a woman. That'll never change. I don't care what year it is. I don't care how back in time you look. It'll always be the same in all cultures and customs of men. Now, the men nowadays, we're not the same, family. You know what I'm saying? We are not the same, family. The men that I know, the men that I grew up, they are hard men. The men of nowadays, I don't know, family. I don't know.
Those are the type of things that I just feel like they know they haven't gotten enough whoopings when they was younger, and they just need a few beatings to keep right. Like them the niggas that been at the Humane Society too long, and they just ready for a home. So like they know that they've been a straight dog for too long, and they know that in order for them to keep right, you have to whoop our ass.
So let me stop my sister, since y'all don't believe me. Family, any man nowadays that is beat up by a woman, that's a shame, family. That's very shameful for a man to be beat by a woman. I'm sorry, you can't change this. It'll be nothing in the DNA. It'll be nothing in the culture that you can change about this, man. For a man to be beat up by a woman, that's very shameful for a man. For a man to be murdered by a woman is very shameful, family. It's very shameful. So as I look in the world in the years to come, I could not tell you where all the real men at anymore, because it's like we're a dying breed. It's like we're an extinct animal or something that's going on the wayside. But these things have never changed. Now the new generations, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? The new generations, I don't know.